Peace, family. Peace. On the way to work, thinking about the country in which I currently inhabit. Great Britain. Great Britain. And Great Britain, what's up, Ultra Funky? And Great Britain has told us that they are a democratic country. Okay, we live in a democracy. We are a democratic country. We shall see, because this Brexit fiasco has shown us that we just may not be living in a democracy. What say the family? Are we living in a democracy or not? M. Cinco, how you doing, bro? Yeah, are we living in a democracy or not? Brian Ellis says not. I want to see what the chat say. Let's see what the family are saying. Are we living in a democracy or not? Morning, Zulu Rebel. Come on, fam. Are we living in a democracy or not? What say the chat? It shouldn't have been Brexit for people to realise not living in a democracy. Okay. Oh, okay. It shouldn't have taken Brexit for people to realise we shouldn't live in a democracy. No, we're not. Brexit would have been done, says M. Cinco, so we're not living in a democracy. So if we're not living in a democracy, guys, what are we living in? Yes, this is, of course, a democracy, says Ultra Funky. Is it Ultra Funky? A lot of people are saying it's not. Are we living in a democracy? Democracy is dead. There we go. Someone said democracy is dead. Is democracy dead? Seems like it to me. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Seems like democracy is dead to me. I don't know if this is a democracy. I don't know. I don't know if I'm convinced. Brexit should have happened a long time ago. We are living under the illusion of democracy. Okay. Democratic vote, 17.4 million people voted Brexit 3.5 years ago. Democratic vote was put to the people. Still hasn't been done yet. 31st of October is tomorrow. What's going on? Democracy or no? Political elite really runs the governments. Okay, so is that a no to democracy? It's an illusion of democracy? Is it what we're living in? And who do we now tell that we're not living in a democracy anymore? Huh? What's the next step? If we are now all in agreement that we're not living in a democracy, what's the next step, family? Yes, Sarah Garvey, we're in the democracy, and even though I'm a Remainer, I concede reluctantly. Okay. Oh no, it's not September, it's October. Sorry, the 31st of September is tomorrow. I got my months wrong. I apologize. Wow, maybe I'm wanting it to be October. Yeah, we are in September, aren't we? Damn. Got my months all mixed up, fam. But yeah, the Remainers have to reluctantly, as Ultra Funky said, have to concede now, right? You have to bend the knee. You have to bend the knee to democracy now. Okay, as they say, you have to bend the knee. Brexit it is, guys. I mean, to tell the truth, what has been happening over the past maybe week or so with, you know, people saying that Boris Johnson lied to the Queen, etc., etc., and you know, this whole proroguing of Parliament was unlawful. I don't know. Hang on. What do you mean we shouldn't buy iPhones, Ultra Funky? What's going on? I'm not going in and out again, am I? Are the gremlins in? How can you blame the gremlins on iPhones? Goodness gracious. But yeah, fam, it's just like my morning thoughts on whether or not we are living in a democracy or not. I'm actually on my way into work, you know. What version of Brexit, people. Boris Johnson is a massive tit, says Ultra Funky. Okay, but haven't we had massive tits in Parliament for a long time? I mean, isn't that politics? Isn't that politics though? Like, I thought, right, politics is all about, this is what I've got from politics, it's all about lying to the people to get yourself a vote, promise a lot of stuff, and then not deliver on half of the stuff that you promised. I swear that was politics, right? Or am I going wrong somewhere? I thought that was actually politics. Because that's what I've been seeing since I was alive. People lying to get in, you know, promising a lot of stuff, going in, doing like a half-hearted job, making some money, coming out, and then the next one, then we go around again. Isn't that what's been going on in politics? You know, that's what I thought was going on. So then, are we stupid enough to vote then again? It's like you don't vote, but then you do vote, and the stuff that you vote for doesn't get done. So what's the point? Didn't 17.4 million people vote for Brexit? Ain't been done. Yeah, 3.5 years ago. Ain't been done. So what's the point of voting now? What are we voting for? So people can tell us that our votes don't matter? So people can tell us that, you know, we live in a democracy, but, you know, what happening is, we know you voted, but, no, but, were you thinking about it? Yeah, but the people are stupid. Yeah, but the people didn't know what they were voting for. Yeah, but you got lied to. Yeah, but. Oh, M. Cinco says, give your thoughts on what happened in Nigeria. Oh, yeah, they just found a Islamic school in Nigeria with a bunch of slaves chained up in the Islamic school. Black people enslaved again under Islam. No surprise there, M. Cinco. No surprise. I don't know how, to tell the truth, I've said to people, Islam will not survive the internet age. I'm telling you, it will not survive it. Islam's done out here, bro. Yeah, it can't survive the internet age. There's too much information out there now. And it's not even just Islam. It's Abraham religion in general. It can't survive the internet age. There's too much information out there now. You know, we know stuff now that we didn't know before. We research stuff now that will contradict with just religion in general. So, yeah, you know, my heart goes out to all those Nigerian slaves that were, you know, I don't know how long they were in there for as slaves in this Islamic school, but, you know, my heart goes out to them, man. And also, it's so funny because also I saw what's it called, yesterday at Speaker's Corner, I saw Ali Dawah speaking to, and he was talking about a good Islamic country, and he said Indonesia. Ali Dawah said Indonesia, and I'm like, hang on, is this the same Indonesia that's actually massacring black people in West Papua right now? If you guys know anything, and you know, I'm not saying you don't or you do, but if you research the West Papua genocide right now, the Indonesian government, Muslim Indonesian government, are killing black people wholesale on the island of West Papua. Okay, and again, you know, we see Islam killing black people and enslaving them. It's just a theme. It's a running theme throughout this ideology. But yeah, back to whether or not we live in a democracy. And I'm gonna say categorically, I don't think this is a democracy. I said in a video before, this was going on in some kind of African country. What would be reported is that this government is corrupt. Oh, this African government is corrupt. The people voted for, you know, etc., etc., and the government has not. You know, put through the will of the people. This country is corrupt. Look at this African leader. He's a despot. He's a dictator. That's what would have been reported. However, the UK can get away with this shit, apparently. Democratic vote. Did you know Sarah been to court case in courts? Listen to you. You know. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, the hypocrisy of this this Brexit thing is amazing. It's actually amazing, because like I said, any other country It will be reported. Oh, also, what I heard in the news, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has accepted responsibility for the journalist that was hacked to death in Saudi Arabia. I forget his name now, but he was actually literally hacked to pieces. And the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has taken responsibility for that. Like, it's just cool. Yeah, it's fine. Human rights violations in Saudi Arabia? Don't worry about it. Just give us some oil. Give us some oil, guys. You see, at some point in time, we got to call the bullshit, you know? And the UK have been in bed with Saudi Arabia for a very long time. Human rights violations after human rights violations after human rights violations. And still, Saudi Arabia doesn't get any kind of sanctions, you know? She's allowed to stone people to death still, behead people, etc., etc. And it's all good. It's all good. So I guess money talks when it comes to human rights violations or democracy, etc., etc. We're living in a very fucked up world, people. We're living in very interesting times, okay? Hypocrisy is the order of the day, money talks, and that is an absolute bottom line, okay? So I don't want anybody coming to me with democracy, it exists, or, any of that shit, because I don't believe any of that at all. I don't believe any of that at all. You know what? In these days and times, people, I say get what you have to get from the current situation that you find yourself in. Because I'm telling you, you can keep your moral compass, but I guarantee you, if you keep your moral compass, the society in which you live, is not going to keep theirs. Their moral compass fluctuates. It's fluid. One day it's, we don't like, etc., etc. The next day is the same people that they didn't like, they're saying, they're our friends. I'm telling you, right? Just get what you need to get from the society in which you currently live in. Because society is just so crazy right now. I was just reading, this is how crazy society is right now as well, right? I was just reading about this transgender thing again. In Canada, I believe, there is a waxing place in Canada which does women's Brazilian bikini waxes, right? And there is a man who identifies as a woman but has not had the surgery. So he still has his penis and his testicles, right? And he's gone to the female waxing place to get a Brazilian wax. And the females in that place are like, we're not going to be touching your testicles and your penis to do this waxing. And he has now sued them. He has now sued the women's waxing place, right? The woman whose business it was didn't have the money to fight the court case, and she's had to close down her business because a man decided to go to a female waxing joint to get his Brazilian so he could get women to feel up his balls and penis. They weren't willing to do it, and they're well within their rights to not want him to expose himself like that, because he still classifies himself as a lesbian. This is a crazy world we're living in. He's got balls, he's got a penis, he identifies as a woman, but classes himself as a lesbian. And he went to go and get his Brazilian wax at this female waxing joint, and they were like, there's no way we're going to be touching your balls. And he's like, right, I'm suing. That's the world we're living in currently, folks. So, your moral compasses are all over the place. I'm just letting you know. It's fucked. Yeah? It's fucked. So, get what you need to get out of the society in which you live, okay? Don't watch anyone else. You get yours. Treat your people as good as you can. Love your family. But I'm telling you, the society in which you live right now is absolutely fucked from all angles, okay? So get what you need to get. I'm telling you. And shave your own balls. Exactly. Exactly. Oh gosh, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, folks. This is a world we're currently living in, man. Like, and this is the thing. You speak out against this stuff, and people say you're the one that's doing hate speech, or this kind of phobic, or that kind of phobic. And I'm just like, really? Like, seriously? That's the world we're living in. Everyone's some kind of phobic nowadays. Transphobic, Islamophobic, I don't know, whatever kind of ever phobic, gay phobic, you know, homophobic, lesbian phobic, bisexual phobic. It's going to be, at some point in time, there's going to be a trans species phobic. I'm telling you, there's going to be a trans species phobic, or you're transracially phobic, or some kind of shit that they can come up with, right? Just to fuck you up. It's like, oh my God, saurophobic. Yeah, people. I think a lot of people are saurophobic, actually. I think a lot of people are saurophobic. But yeah, the world we're living in is crazy, man. And then, what else? I'm just doing a little daily news. And then I was on another website, and I think in Warwickshire, they're teaching 13-year-olds sexual health, right? And there's a website, so they're doing like sex education for 13-year-olds. And there's a website, and it's got all kinds of listings of what people do to their partners. And on the website, if you read some of the stuff that they're showing to these 13-year-old children, like felching, and I'm not even describing what felching is, but it's on the website and 13-year-olds are reading it. And I'm just like, for fuck's sake, man, this world is fucked. People are actually wondering why the world in which we live in has so many people that are anxious, with anxiety attacks and depression and mental illness. Like, do you see the society in which you're living? Like, do you see it? It's like people are acting like they don't see it. Society's mad. Of course, you're gonna have loads of people, right, who are going to find living in this society a challenge. You know, they're gonna find society, like the amount of people that have mental health problems in Western societies right now. It's crazy, because people say, oh yeah, well, the Western world is the best world, you know, it's the best thing for democracy, and it's the best thing for, you know, health and all this kind of stuff, and it makes sense. But the Western world has the most depressed, anxious people in the whole of the world. I'm telling you, when you look at the statistics, living in the Western world will fucking make you crazy, guys. It will literally make you crazy. Okay? So we have to think about that. We have to think about what is being done to the minds of the people while living in this kind of society. Yeah? You have to look after your own mental health, man. Seriously. You have to look after your own mental health, folks. I'm telling you, I've seen a lot of people go away, and I'm just like, wow. Like, society got to them. They couldn't hack, you know, even just the general working to live mentality, you know, like you're working literally just to survive. You know, like you can't pay a bill, and the stress and the amount of anxiety that you got about a job or losing the job. I mean, it's reaching peak times now, folks. I'm telling you, it's reaching peak times, man. You know, a lot of people can't hack it. So, you know, we're going to see what happens from here on in. But, you know, get what you need to get out of this society, and then, I don't know, do what's best for you and your family, man. Do what's best for you and your fam. Because the society in which you live is not doing its best for your mental health or your financial well-being. You're going to have to get, or we are going to have to get smarter when it comes to either mental health or financial well-being if we are going to want to survive into the future. Because this society is slowly but surely erasing and eroding the souls and spirits of the people, it seems. So yeah, that's my daily little rant. I'm about to get into work now, folks. So you guys enjoy your day. I'm going to try and enjoy my day. And I'll see you on the other side, folks. Peace, family. Peace.